New tonight, numerous child sex offenders considered some of the most violent by law enforcement removed from Utah's streets. It's believed to be the largest sex offender crackdown in state history. Law enforcement from across the Beehive State going door to door, making sure sex offenders who live in your neighborhood are living up to mandated requirements and that children are not being exposed to unsupervised sex offenders. ABC4's Brittany Johnson, the only reporter in the state to receive exclusive access to this operation, getting a first-hand look at officers tracking down these sex offenders. She joins us now live in studio tonight with the story. Brittany.
Well, Glenn, this operation served two purposes. One, to track down and remove wanted violent sex offenders from Utah communities, and then to ensure registered sex offenders are following state rules. Now, in a story you will only see here on ABC4, photojournalist Tony McKellion and I had our cameras rolling as agents tracked down sex offenders who weren't following the law.
Sex offenders, they're predators, but the tables have turned and now they are the prey.
Are you with juveniles up there?
No.
All right, I'm gonna go up and check. Are you good?
Law enforcement, both local and federal, say they are on the hunt for convicted sex offenders who are not following the terms of their probation.
An operation like this sends a message to sex offenders that law enforcement is watching, and if you don't register and you don't pay attention to the law, we're coming to get you.
It's called Operation Reboot. The objective, to remove violent sex offenders from Utah communities and to carry out statewide sex offender compliance checks. Federal agents captured 8 fugitives wanted for sex crimes during Operation Reboot. According to the U.S. Marshals, among those arrested, offenders who raped and sexually exploited children.
We placed a premium on going after folks with warrants who had sex offenses against children.
Reboot is the largest sex offender and enforcement operation in state history. Officers from 11 different agencies hit the streets throughout the entire state and conducted sex offender compliance checks. They checked the status of nearly 1,000 of the state's 8,000 registered sex offenders. 33 sex offenders were found to be non-compliant, and prosecutors right now are reviewing their cases.
We're en route to the residence.
ABC4 received exclusive, unprecedented access to ride along with Heber City Police during the process. Detectives Tammy Thacker and Blaine Rigby head the mission.
It's here.
He's not. He moved. He lives in Lehigh.
Oh, okay. Can you tell us when he moved?
Maybe a month. Is he supposed to register with somebody? Do I need to tell him?
He knows. He knows what he needs to do.
So what do you guys do now?
We'll write an arrest warrant for him. And we'll let we'll let Lehigh know that he's in their jurisdiction and go from there. It is their responsibility to check in with us, not our responsibility to check in with them.
Utah law requires sex offenders to register their address twice a year. If an offender moves, they have 3 business days to update their record.
If they're not compliant, they're usually doing something they shouldn't, which means either some children in our jurisdiction or other jurisdictions are being victimized, and that's not acceptable.
We're en route to compliance check number 2.
Here?
I don't know. I've been working upstairs. I know he was here around 2-ish, but I can give him a call real quick if you want.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you know who his friend is that he's with?
I know he's been hanging out a lot with a kid named, but I don't know too much beyond that.
Do you know how old he is?
I'm not sure.
Looks like there's a possibility he may right now be with a juvenile, so we're going to try to locate him. If that's the case, then we'll just initiate an arrest because he'd be in violation. He's okay to be with a juvenile as long as he has permission with them from their parents, but this is probably not the case here.
Detective Thacker tries to track down the perpetrator's location.
It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
She contacts his probation officer to make him aware of the situation.
His brother-in-law called him and left him a message but couldn't get a hold of him. Is there any way you could call him and find out where he's at?
We received a tip as to where the child sex offender might be.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's in the front.
That lower section.
Yeah, I'll keep looking.
The tip turns out.
Are you with juveniles up there?
No.
All right, I'm gonna go up and check. Are you good?
Right now they're in the process of obtaining a search warrant because they believe there's a juvenile inside this residence with that registered sex offender?
We were able to go into the residence and double check and make sure that there weren't any juveniles in the residence. And that was the case. There was no juveniles.
This 2-week operation has come to a close.
Wasatch 1214, we're clear.
But several hundred more checks in the coming weeks will be carried out.
Moms and dads and parents, grandparents need to have faith that their communities are safe and safe from everything, right? Safe from weather, safe from virus, but safe from sex offenders. And people who are required by law need to register. And so if that's you and you're required by law and you're an offender, get there and register. Because if you don't, we're coming after you.
The U.S. Marshal Service, VFAST, is responsible for more than 125 sex offender arrests in the last 18 months. Today, they highlighted 4 offenders who they say are responsible for some of the most violent child sex crimes. For that, and to see the entire list of participating agencies, go to abc4.com. And if you or someone you know is a victim of child sex crimes, you can report it through the Safe UT app or call the State Abuse and Neglect Hotline at 855-323-3237. Emily, back to you.